Welcome to the Class Business Podcast. I'm Krissy Monaghan, your host, and today we're joined by Alison Wynne, the founder of Boppity Bunnies Music and a finalist for Emerging Business of the Year at the Class Business Awards. Based in Norfolk, Boppity Bunnies delivers music, movement, and sensory play classes for babies and toddlers and preschoolers. I can't wait for this conversation, so let's dive in. Alison, it's amazing to have you here on the podcast today. For everyone that's listening online or watching us on YouTube, please tell everyone who you are, what do you do, and where do you do it?
Well, hello, Krissy. Good morning. I'm Ali, and I run Boppity Bunnies Music, which are music and movement classes for 0 to 4s, and we are based in South Norfolk.
Right, so let's go back, because obviously you are, I have to say, one of my favourite businesses that I love to follow. I've always had a soft spot for your business. I've loved the branding and what you've created. But you started this business like how many years ago?
Yes, so I started teaching music and movement 20 years ago, which makes me feel very, very old. But it was my passion from the word go. I think it's always been my dream job, and I just gave it a go, really. I started off training with an amazing organisation called Kindermusik International, who are a music and movement education programme, who are based in the States, but they run classes internationally. So I was very lucky. I had amazing training with them in 2006, and I learned a lot about how music increases sort of children's capacity to learn, even from the youngest baby all the way through to the older ones as well. And I just found the whole experience fascinating. So I started there, and I started my own classes in Surrey, where we were living at the time. And I started with one class, and gradually, slowly, we built it up, and I got to about 18 classes a week when we were running at full capacity. So it was a busy time. So that was where it all started.
And did you teach on your own? Were you just solopreneur then?
Yeah, I was just all on my own, and it was actually a license paying program. So it wasn't a franchise. So it was slightly different from other big music providers. But the great thing was that, you had a little bit of flexibility in terms of how you taught. And that was the bit I love, because I'm very creative. I love to sort of think of new and different ways of doing things. And so that worked for me really, really well at the time. And I enjoyed it. And I love meeting the families, building up, obviously, connections with people. Yes. And then obviously we moved. And that
I was going to say,
change.
so you had a successful business running like 18, was it 18 classes, did you say?
Yeah.
Across the area, well established, and then you move to Norfolk.
Yes. So basically my husband, he retired, made the big decision to retire, and we had previously lived in Norfolk. We met in Norfolk, and we have a lot of very good friends. We love Norfolk as a county. It's a beautiful place. And he wanted to come back. So we left and came back here. And then I kind of thought, well, what am I going to do next? But I still had the drive. I really wanted to carry on, because I'd learned so much over the years. And I really felt I had something to offer still. And that was the big thing for me. I thought, I can do this. I've got the skills. I've got the enthusiasm still, even after all this time. So, and I've got all the equipment, and people laugh, when they look back at pictures of us arriving with our removal van, because about half of it, I think, was actually my music equipment, which is all in boxes. So it was like, well, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. We'll try and set up. I really wanted to set up something myself. So that was where Boppity Bunnies started, was my real passion to do my own classes and throw everything at it.
How many years has Boppity Bunnies been running now in Norfolk?
So we've done 3 years, which has been a real learning curve. It's been very, very exciting. I think it's probably the most exciting phase I've had in my working life, actually, despite the challenges, because I think when you've got something that is totally yours and you can put your own stamp on it, you can pick the music, you can work out which activities work with which developmental area that you want to focus on. There's just something so exciting about that. So yeah, but it was obviously starting was a little bit slow. We had to build up a reputation and get to know people. People had to find you. So yeah, so it's been slow growth, but it's now taking off, I would say, which is fantastic.
It's been brilliant. And obviously, yeah, starting from scratch is not easy. I mean, obviously, it's quicker in one way because you've already built one business before, so you know what steps to take. And then obviously you know what you need to replicate when you move to another area. But the marketing game has changed so much in the last few years that you got to get to, I know you had to get to grips with social media and how that was going to work to bring in people.
Yes, absolutely. I think that was one of the biggest challenges really from the outset, because being the age that I was, I hate to say 57 when I started this new business, but I had to do a big catch up on social media, and I'm still learning. But again, I just thought, well, I knew how important it was. I knew it was absolutely key to building the business. So I just thought, well, I've got two options. When we moved, I either just give up and stop, or I have to learn, all these new ways of doing things. So, and I decided that's what I was going to do because I just wanted to do it so much. So, so it's been a learning curve, but actually I kind of enjoy it now. I think now I've got a feel for it a bit more. I kind of can see what I'm trying, the messaging, I think, is the key thing, is what I'm trying to get across. And now I understand what my messaging is that I need to be sharing with people. It's kind of got easier, if that makes sense.
It does. Yes, yeah.
So, yeah. And
when you know who you are, when you know who you are and what do you do and how you help people, and you just focus on that one thing, then the messaging gets clearer. It's when people are trying to be everything to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you're going from obviously being under the umbrella of another organisation, you're very much following their messaging. But when it's just you're also learning who you are as the owner of this new business. But you're also connecting with families and trying to understand, how what you've got to offer works for them. So I think that's been the most useful part of it. But it's definitely still a learning curve. But I'm quite enjoying it. I enjoy sort of finding out how to do new things. So I've got, it's not perfect, put it that way, but I feel like I'm kind of on the right path now. So, but even the technology has been quite a challenge for me, to be honest.
But you've moved forward with it, and that's the main thing. And you run out of a beautiful venue. So you're operating out of one venue, or have we expanded now?
Yes, we're operating out of one venue. So we're in a village which I selected quite carefully because it's in a very, very good catchment area. It's also very central it's not far from Norwich. We've got another big town, Wyndham, which is only 10 or 15 minutes away. So it's there's capacity for people to find us quite easily. But the setting works so well with our brand as well, because it's a very nurturing space. It's got beautiful views over the common. It's in the countryside. There's something about it, and when you walk in, that people just feel automatically relaxed. It's actually a big residential house. So we've got this big downstairs room, which is our classroom. And and the parents often say that they feel like they're at home when they come in, and that's very much the kind of message that we're trying to get across, is that you are in a safe space.
Yeah, and you've definitely done that, because I see that on the videos all the time, and I always think it's such an idyllic place to be running classes from. And I would definitely have gone myself if I was thinking about it. Now,
it is lovely, and just walking in the morning, to be honest, I just think, oh, this is such a lovely place to be. You know, it's
and that makes a massive difference. Yeah, like it makes a massive difference. To just the whole environment makes a massive difference to the customer coming through the doors. And yeah, they feel like it's a special place. And I know you do classes outdoors in the summer if the weather's good enough, and it's a nice secure area, and it just ticks all the right boxes.
Yeah, we've got a lovely garden, which is secure now, and we'll definitely be using that in our holiday classes in the summer, which is it's just nice to have that additional space. And it gives people, again, a different experience, you know, to sort of, and bringing in the outside, bringing in the environment is always lovely. Yeah, we get all sorts. We get deer. I've had deer walking across the garden. We get bunnies, which is always, of course, very exciting for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a really lovely space. We do love it. And I think if I went to take on a second venue, I'm going to be looking very, very carefully at a similar type of vibe, because I think it adds very much to what we're doing.
No, for sure. And then hang on, are you there? Let me just make a note. Sorry, we've just had a little freeze, and I'm making a note when that happened. Right. Let's talk about your teacher, because I know that you have recruited a lovely young lady, because I see her popping up on the socials. Let's walk through, why did you recruit? How's that transition been? How's it working for the brand? And let's talk about what's happening for the future as well.
Yeah, so I decided that things were going well, and I didn't want to take on more than 3 days working now, because I want to spend more time actually building the business in the background and doing the marketing and sort of steering it, if you like. And so, Lindsay actually was in my class. She'd been coming for a couple of years. She came with her eldest daughter, and then she's joined. In fact, she's still coming with her son, which is really lovely. I just sort of connected with her really well, and I felt like she was quite similar to me. And just through getting to know her, I knew she was very organised, which is quite a big thing. It's just so helpful if, you know, you've got a good communicator, similar values. And I just thought she would be a really, really good fit. So I just approached her and said, I'm looking for somebody. I knew she had a primary teaching background as well. So again, that's quite helpful. And she was really keen to come on board. So she's been teaching our Monday classes, and we're now going to add in some Friday classes for her to take on in September, which is very exciting. We work very, very well together. I think she completely understands my mission and the brand and what we're trying to do. She understands what the priorities are. And I said from the word go, I want people to feel comfortable. And I said, that's your absolute first priority when people walk in the door, is that, you know, that they feel seen, they feel valued, get to know all their names. You know, we get to know each individual child. And she's completely taken that on board, and she's doing a brilliant job. All the parents love her. You know, they're all rebooking, which is wonderful. Mm-hmm. She's created a really lovely class. So, yeah, I'm excited for her future as well. And we'll see what happens. But I think, we'll perhaps look next year to find somebody else. That's the plan. And hopefully somebody else that's got the same passion as well.
Cool. So, let's talk about what's going to happen. We're halfway through the year. What was your business goals at the start of the year? Did you have them mapped out?
We're pretty much on track. So obviously Lindsay, she's just coming up to doing a year. She's done a year of teaching now, which is great. She's going to be starting a baby class as well in September. So we're kind of up to speed with that. So she's going to be hopefully having a lovely time with some mums and dads and babies in September. And yeah, the Facebook and the Instagram following has grown and grown. So we've just hit 1,000 followers on Facebook, which is great.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a lovely thing, because I think when we first moved and I made the decision to start a new business, I kept saying to everybody, what if nobody comes? I just was going around to my friends saying, but what if nobody comes? What if nobody comes? And people are coming, which is amazing. So, yeah, just got to keep going now.
And is the plan to continue growing more classes through the new teachers coming on board?
Yeah, so ideally what I'd like to do is have a team, obviously, of Boppity Bunnies teachers and sort of spread to more venues, because I feel strongly there's so many villages in Norfolk, that don't have access to some of these classes. And I just think the benefits are so great. I just want more people to be able to access that, really. So, yeah, definitely the plan is to try and build and definitely take on more teachers. Now I've done the training with one. It's been quite a learning curve for me as well, having always been a solo entrepreneur, to actually, I'm very organised, which helps, but actually setting lesson plans out so someone else can just follow them. I've had to do a lot of work in that, but that's pretty much all done now. So hopefully, if we take somebody else on, the process will be a little bit smoother.
It will be, for sure, because you've done all the work now, which is the documenting part. And that's what a lot of providers don't always do. They have the lesson plans in their head and they don't have them documented down. And when they want to grow and scale their business through teaching, I'm like, well, you need to document everything, because otherwise you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I thought I was organised. Obviously, I always write lesson plans. I'm quite thorough like that. But it's different writing it for yourself, because in between, obviously, the lines, there's a lot of stuff up here that you just do automatically, because you've been doing it for 20 years and you don't sort of think about, when have I got to put that away? Or what's the tune for that song and how does that fit in with what we're doing? So it's been quite interesting, really. But Lindsay's been fantastic. She's also helped me. She's told me what she needs.
Feedback.
So we've kind of we've worked together on it. So that's made the whole process a little bit easier.
I'm so excited for you, Ali, because I know how hard you've worked to get that business established. Especially if you walked away from a well-established business already and then starting again is not easy at all. And so we're really happy to see you. When I saw your name for Emerging Business of the Year at the awards, I was like, yay! I was like, so happy for you.
So was I.
So what does that mean to you to be recognised just as a finalist?
Oh, it means the world, honestly. When you said my name, I actually cried. I felt so emotional, because I just didn't think I would be on the list, and it just meant so much to me, because it's been such a work of passion to kind of get to this point. And it was a leap of faith, because I didn't know if it was going to work. It was really hard leaving my previous business. I loved all those families, a lot of them had been with me with 3rd, 4th children, and I had literally had to sort of walk away. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. So to be able to sort of at least recreate that in some form and get to know all these wonderful new families is just so wonderful. To be part of the awards is incredibly special. So I'm very excited.
Well, I'm very excited for you as well. I just think it's great to see that, because I remember the conversations we had when you first started. And so to see that happen and see the growth as well. I've been following your journey for the last 3 years. If I see your posts popping up, I always give them some love and and I can see just the thought and effort that's gone into the branding and everything else. And I was so excited to see your name announced there on the list, because obviously I had nothing to do with the judging process whatsoever. I keep telling everyone this. three separate judges have, judged that category. And so then they're all independent. So it's just brilliant seeing it all come together. So for anyone that wants to get involved in your classes, because they are amazing classes, it is a beautiful brand and they are being run in a beautiful setting. And I can see like the teachers love what they do as well. Where's the best place for people to come and find out about your classes?
So I think the best place really is you can go to the website, which is www.boppitybunnies.co.uk. That's got all the information about how to book, and you can message us. You can also find us on socials, Boppity Bunnies Music. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and you can have a little sneak peek of what we do in the classes each week as well. Lots of variety, lots of fun. I mean, it is all about fun and making memories at the end of the day, but there's a lot of educational content in there too. So but yeah, be great. It'd be wonderful to meet some new families. And we're in Mulbarton, which is a village in South Norfolk, only 10 minutes from Norwich. So people do travel quite a distance to come to the classes. So I think, it's in a county like this, sometimes you have to travel to get to what you want to go to. So
yeah, but if it's worth it, people travel. Like, listen, look at me. I travel 2 hours, 4 hours every Saturday to take my daughter to classes.
Yeah, it honestly,
people will if it's actually worth it.
Yeah, we've certainly got some families that are certainly driving 40, 45 minutes to come to classes.
And because they'll probably make a whole nice day of it as well, which is just all part of like building the Boppity Bunnies brand into their day-to-day life.
Yeah, well, that's the lovely thing about the location that we're in as well. You've got a beautiful common opposite, so people do often go off and have a picnic afterwards. There's a lovely garden there. Some of the children like to play in the garden afterwards. So yeah, it's a great place to just come and spend a morning.
Yeah, for sure. And if any providers out there who want to connect with you, Ali, just to talk about how you went from, nothing to full classes, basically, and sort of learning the ropes on social media as well, because I feel like the message is you don't always have to have it perfect. You just need to start. And you did. You just had a go at it.
I think that's it. I think be brave is my message to other people, and it would have been my message to myself really at the time, because it was a bit scary and there were things that were difficult for me because I'd never done them before. So it was a kind of like, if you really want to do it, then just keep going. Keep trying, and there are lots of people out there to help you. I mean, obviously being part of the Children's Activity Business Club has been a huge support, and I think doing From the Market Like the Pop Star and the sort of training and support that I've got from you, Krissy, it's really made a huge difference, because you feel like you're not on your own. So I think it's really important to reach out and just ask for help, because I needed a bit of help with something on social media. So I asked my families, and one of them said, my sister-in-law does that or whatever. And people are willing to help. So you just have to kind of find a way.
Yeah, for sure. So where should they come and connect with you if they've got a question they want to ask you?
So probably the best way is to email, which is hello@boppitybunnies.co.uk. You can message me, or you can contact me on Facebook or Instagram. Just send me a message on there, and be really happy to chat. That would be lovely.
Perfect. And Ali's going to be with us on the 10th of October. She's already got her tickets all booked and she's all raring to go. So if anyone wants to connect with her, she'll be there on the day, and there'll be plenty of opportunities throughout the day for people to network and obviously speak to everybody. Because I think this is one of the great things about doing the finalist interviews right now is people can start getting to know everybody in the room.
And definitely. I'm so excited to meet lots of other members of the Children's Activity Business Club as well. And I think just sort of connecting, learning from other people. Again, it's all about sort of progressing, really. And you're only going to do that by asking questions, listening, and moving forward. So that's why I think it's so important. But it's just a lovely opportunity to celebrate as well. And, you know, there's so many amazing providers out there that are really putting their heart and soul into their businesses and have so much to give. And I think it's wonderful that, you know, we can give hopefully lots of families the opportunity to do these activities, which will benefit their children.
Yeah, for sure. You guys are building. I think this is the thing people actually forget. It's the sector is building the adults of the future. Like, at the end of the day, these children all do some type of activities, be it in school, after school clubs, lunchtime clubs, weekend clubs, baby, toddler classes. All of these activities shape them as adults. And I feel like they get missed out because people just think, oh, it's just a music class. No, it's not.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you. I mean, I always say, you know, music unlocks potential, because I genuinely do believe that. In fact, I was watching the piano last night, and it kind of really reminded me of my dad. My dad played the piano, but for him, it wasn't really just about playing music. It was about having an opportunity to express himself, you know, however he was feeling. And I think music is great for expression. It's great for building self-confidence. It's a wonderful way to connect. I mean, some of the parents say it just makes them happy singing with other people.
Yes.
And it doesn't really matter how good your singing is. It really doesn't. It's about just having a bit of fun, making yourself feel good, being with other people. And that's a big thing for me, I think, is the whole community aspect.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Thank you so much for your time today, Ali. I've loved chatting with you. And obviously, you know, I love Boppity Bunnies. I always have done and always will do. And so thank you so much for giving up your time and sharing your story with others today.
Thank you so much, Krissy. It's been lovely to chat.